So today I want to talk about ad-libs and rap. Right? Who's got the heat right now? Who got the heat back then? Kind of how we got here, right? And what's the climate with that? Because it's one of those small things where it makes a big difference. You could have a mid track, or these mid bars, great beat, cool flow. You have some fire ad-libs, it's turning it up. Like it really is, right? That's how some of these guys put it together, and that's kind of what we're here to talk about. So I'm gonna start off with Lil B. Yeah, Lil B's trash. Let's just keep it a bean, right? Lil B was not really like that. Of course, he had some of those songs where he actually tried rapping, but when he didn't, that's kind of really what put him on. Because it's like, well, what are you talking about? Why do you have a song called Ellen DeGeneres? Why is your lyrical content like this something that I would never play around my dukes, right? So it's like, what are we doing here? But right, as a teenager at that point in high school, it was hidden. That Lil B was hitting, right? We're scoring touchdowns, hitting the cooking dance. Like it was a good time, right? And with Lil B, how he put it together, he would have ad libs throughout the whole song. I mean, the whole song. You're just hearing woo in the background for 3 minutes, and for whatever the reason, it was hitting, right? Like, and at that point, that's not something we were really listening to. We're listening to Wiz. We're listening to Lil Wayne off of No Ceilings. We're listening to Meek Mill. We're listening to Rick Ross. Like, we're listening to rappers who can rap, right? Like, this was maybe around the time where it started to shift a little bit, where Lex Luger was coming out with the beats, Waka Flocka. So we had a little wave where it started to come in where lyrical content wasn't becoming primary, which was interesting to see at the time, right? Because it was like, we're listening to music to hear the lyrics, but you grew to like the fact that you didn't have to really like the lyrics, or they didn't have to be lyrical content for you to enjoy the music. And that was an interesting shift, right? That started happening right about that time, about 2010, 2011. We started getting Rack City from Tyga. We started getting Tooted and Booted. Like I said, Lex Luger started coming with the heat. So it was a shift into that trap sound. That's when Future started popping off. So it wasn't really a thing where we were getting hard beats, trash to mid lyrics with crazy ad libs in the background that just turned the song up. So that leads me into Yeet. All right, so we'll go from 2010 to damn near 2025. With Yeet, the amount of ad libs this dude would use in his songs is ridiculous. You will get whole songs, and I mean whole songs with multiple different kinds of ad libs. It got to a point where in the song Just Better, he had to shush his ad libs because for the whole minute and a half or 2 minutes, he was just doing ad libs in the back, which is creative, man. That dude funny. That dude got some funny ad libs. You listen to his stuff. I don't know. He'd come up with it. When some of these dudes be saying they're on drugs, I don't believe them. I believe him. I really do believe him, because that dude just be saying anything in his songs, man. You'll hear any ad libs in there. Migos. First things first, Rip Takeoff. My opinion, the best Migos. But Rip Take. As for the ad libs, man, those guys were going crazy, right? So this is exactly what I'm saying. Let's go back now to about 2013, when trap really was starting to heat up, right? Where lyrics were damn near out the window. You didn't have to have no bars, have a cool flow, have a crazy beat. You were turning it up. So with Migos, that's damn near what it was. They came with a new flow that we have never heard before. Ain't nobody was rapping like the Migos in 2013. And that's kind of what got me listening to them, was because it was a sound that you weren't getting, right? You're getting guys with cool beats, cool flows, but the bars were there. But this was mid bars at best, with a flow you've never heard before on some crazy beats with ad libs on every bar. And I mean ad libs on every bar. Go back and listen to Chinatown and tell me if you hear a bar without an ad lib, right? This is 2013, and Quavo's hitting the woo like it's nobody's business, right? This was before Offset with Bad and Bougie. So they've been doing the ad libs like that, right? And it surely turned their songs up. That's a fact. That's something we're never gonna get again, and that we may have underappreciated, was three capable rappers with different skill sets being able to rap. It was good, right? It was good because Offset would come with the bars. Takeoff's coming with the flow, and he had the bars. And then Quavo, he had the melodies and he had the hook. So it was honestly a perfect blend, and probably something we won't see again. If we do, we're lucky, because yeah, before that, you've got to go back maybe to the 90s before we got a comparable rap group. Rip Tape, Travis Scott. Not one of my favorite rappers, but he's got some heat Adlibs, right? You guys know all of them, so I don't really gotta talk about them too much. But as for Travis, I used to like Rodeo. That's kind of when I got onto him, the Dat Piff days. Heat, like I said, it was different, right? Something you weren't getting into too much at that point, but when it comes across on Dat Piff, you check it out. Yeah, that was heat. That's all I got for Trav. Famous Dex. Oh man, goddamn. Famous Dex. Right? He had the Adlibs, yo. Famous Dex was crazy with the Adlibs. That was one of the better Adlibs that we got in a little minute, right? Because he came out with some energy and it was just fun. But like I say, he should have used that energy for something else instead of putting that two-piece on that lady that cooked his career. Yeah, as simple as that, right? That's kind of how it goes, right? There's certain things you can't do, and that's definitely one of them, especially on cam. Like, it's over with. It's over with for that, right? So hopefully he gets it together, right? Because that was a good time. 2016, 2017, we got a lot of rappers. Like, a lot of rappers. We got 21. We got Uzi. We got Kodak. We got Trippy. We got Cardi. We got so many rappers in a 2-year span than we have in maybe the last 5. Or maybe even since. Well, I won't say since, but in the last 5 years, since 2020 to now. Who have we gotten? Yeet, Lone, Ken, Glow, the lady talking about her booty hole brown. Missing a couple more. Rod Wave's got some motion. But, right, rappers that I listen to, not too much. Not too much. Whereas when that period was coming, that SoundCloud era, we got a lot of good rappers. We got a lot of good rappers out of there. That's for sure. I'm not missing some. X, Ski. We got a lot of rappers out of that era. That's for sure. I don't think we're gonna get something like that again. I feel like there's certain periods in the rap era where they just don't repeat. Right? That trap wave that came in with Future and Migos and all those guys out of the South. Right? So it's not the same. It's really not the same right now. That's for some honorable mentions. 21. Adlibs obvious, 21. And another one I can't say on YouTube. Pooh Shiesty. Yeah, he had it. He had it. He had it unlocked. I'm not gonna lie to you. It took me a while to actually check out his stuff. When I did, I realized it was locked up. I said, damn, that's crazy. 2 things about that, right? 1, why are you rich shooting somebody over some sneakers? Like, you're rich booming somebody over some sneakers? I think that's crazy. I honestly think that's crazy. And the second thing is, 2, where was the music? Like, where was the music? You went away and that music did not pop out, right? You would think, okay, cool. I got some motion right now. I'm lit. Let me record. But he was not recording. He definitely was not recording. He was hitting the shows doing whatever the hell he wanted to do. He was booming dudes over whatever the hell he was doing with a Drake. But I guess he does live what he raps about, right? So I guess we can give him that. But very questionable behavior, man. Free him because he was heat. Baby, you guys gotta let that guy cook, man. You guys gotta let that guy cook, right? Came out with the Let's Go. Lil Baby's a good rapper, right? You guys gotta let that guy cook. I know he did what he did, but man, let him do his thing.
Pull up.